Hi there, welcome to Simmo's art group. I'm going to do a watercolour paint today, and whilst I did Dan Burn the other day, I thought I might continue in the same theme of footballers. So another one of my favourite players, I think he's doing fantastic, young lad, Tino Livramento. Are you ready? Let's go. Session number 8. Well, I'm not sure what's happened outside. The sunshine's disappeared, the sky's dull, the temperature's dipped, autumn's on the horizon, even the pigeons sound jaded. But never mind, here we are doing some nice artwork inside with some bright lights and a sharp pencil, which it keeps drawing the wrong thing, so I have to rub it out. But actually it's critical. These positioning of the nose, the mouth, the shape of the mouth, it's all critical to get the likeness. So I'm taking a little bit of extra time, either that or I've slowed the film down. Yeah, he's got a great massive hair and a little goatee, and he's got a bit of a hooky nose. I wish that looked half as good. Right, so we're onto the strip now. And that's picking out the, obviously black and white strip, so it's picking out the black stripes, the white areas, and don't forget the logo like I did last time. There it is. And Tino's holding a ball on this photograph, which I screenshot from YouTube. There it is. I'm not going to dwell on the details of the fingers and get into all that. I just want the broad outline as usual with the grid system. I am fiddling a bit on the ball, but as you'll see later on, I'm going to make some little highlights to make it stand out. Back to the face, not happy about the shape. Okay, happy now, lines rubbed out. We'll start with the wash of, the same as with Dan. I start with the raw sienna and a little bit of red. And it looks really bright on here, but once it dries, it tones down incredibly. Same with the hair. I'm putting water on the hair first, and then a very light wash of Payne's Grey. And I'm going to build that up to more depth later on. An interesting thing when I draw these Newcastle tops, to my eyes, there's a trace of blue in the black. I mean, there's always some other colour in the black apart from black itself. But on these strips, I feel it's like a cerulean blue underneath. So that's what I do. I lay a groundwork of cerulean blue and then start filling it in with the Payne's Grey. And I build it up. I don't try and put too much on in one layer. So now I'm building it up a little bit thicker here. And I like to use the water in the mix to carry the black into the blues and blend. The same with the hair. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Building it up. Now a little bit of shading. I'm pulling the colour from the hair across the face. Putting some details in on the eyebrows. Yeah, so I'm getting detailed now on the face. He's got a tight moustache. And what I always do with the teeth, I don't try and draw the teeth, I draw around the teeth. I'm doing the same as I did with the hair with the beard. Do a light wash and then build that up. Now I'm picking up darker colours, probably alizarin crimson, I'm guessing, with the raw sienna, and then dragging that across the cheeks to infer that the cheekbones are sunken a little bit. I like to do that, where you start off with one colour and then use your paintbrush with water on it to drag the paint across, like with the ear, for example, like the shading behind the ear. So I'll draw some colour in and then I'll drag it with a wet paintbrush. Like that, on the arm, the lower part of the arm where it's darker. And then add some water, drag it across. And this time I've remembered the sponsorship logo. Hurrah. So a little bit of care getting this right so it looks genuine. Darkening down things again, going to a darker wash. More details on the shirt. And then there's creases in the shirt from the movement, so I use the cerulean blue just to give a little bit of shading there. A little bit of shading on the underside of the football, and it's back to the face. So I'm darkening things down a little bit here. Trying to push his individual features out. All the time darkening down from light to dark. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And back to the hair. And you can see the technique I use here where I pull the water across from the hair across to the cheeks, and that just gives it another subtle depth of tone. More details, more darkening of the arm, and I feel like this arm's a little bit wishy-washy, so I'm going to put some black paint around, very subtly around the inside of the arm and the fingers, just to give it a bit more definition. Still not happy with the beard, etc. And I've signed it. There we are. So you know what that means? It means I haven't finished it. And it's correct. I forgot the background. So a nice watery wash. I'm using green. A drop of purple, because there's purple in the ball as well. Still not happy with that arm. And still not happy with the details on the face. So I'm darkening this down again. Trying to get it more like the drawing that trying to get it more like the photograph that I'm working from. We're nearly there. I think it looks like him. Bit more on the ear, darken it down to make it stand out a little bit. And that's shading behind the ear. And then the shadows under the chin and the neck. Yeah, it's starting to stand out now a little bit. You can see the definition. There's the black line I was mentioning before. Put that around the ball. I've already done it to the arm. Some tiny details on the ball to make it look a bit more authentic. And we're almost there. So that's Tino Livramento. Great player, great future. That background I always forget about. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe, give me a like if you fancy. See you next time.